Guys, it looks like United States governors are back to pulling their levers of oppression once again. They're starting to enforce mandatory lockdowns along with mandatory face coverings in a lot of different states. Buckle down and stay tuned. You guys are watching Talks with Ryan. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's get right into the video. Last week, a couple hundred of Palm Beach, Florida's finest showed up to a hearing that would decide if face coverings would become mandatory or not in their area. Now, out of the records showing that about 99% of the residents who showed up were all standing up for their individual freedoms, and they were letting Palm Beach know that they would not be forced to mask up.
You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people. It literally is killing people. And we the people are waking up, and we know what citizen's arrest is because citizen's arrests are already happening, okay? And every single one of you that are obeying the devil's laws are going to be arrested.
They want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door. You're all turning your backs on it.
And ma'am, as a doctor, I really have many question marks about your degrees and what you really know, because what you say is the political dogma that they're trying to shove down our throats on every commercial and every store, and it's disgusting.
Here in front of you is a map that is based off of the CDC's data that shows the states that are now requiring people to wear masks when out in public. They're not recommending masks, they are requiring people to wear masks when out in public. A total of 13 states that are requiring the masking, and as this second phase is being crammed down our throats, there's definitely going to be more people to try to push the limits. But I got a question. If this is all science-based, then why aren't we making our decisions based off the science? Just like in this next clip, it's the National Director of the Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. It's Dr. Anthony Fauci. Listen to what he has to say about face coverings.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
Let's all hear that one more time.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. I mean, I do it when I'm in the public for the reasons that, A, I want to protect myself and protect others. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And also because I want to make it be a symbol for people to see that that's the kind of thing you should be doing.
Now, while Dr. Fauci is on CNN doing his own share of virtue signaling, Whoopi, Sarah, and the whole gang over at The View are busy blasting and mocking the Floridian protesters that I showed you all earlier that's featured on the screen right now. Listen what they have to say about these people.
Well, okay. Sarah,
I'm sorry.
I don't even know what to say.
It's like the rantings of someone at an airport bar. Just sounds crazy to me.
It is. It is. I mean, you're stunned by by people's inability to see what's in front of them and recognize it. I mean, sir, why has health, do you think, and safety become a polarizing issue? This is like, oh my God, I can't.
Whoa, now, can you imagine if a white person is on national television and they're making fun of the way a black person speaks? I mean, apparently to Whoopi, black people and white people do talk differently.
Oh my God, I can't. What's happening in your mind?
See, this health and safety polarization is coming from an overall awakening. People are now critically thinking more than ever. And just because a governor or The View virtue signals to put on a freaking mask, people are rightfully now taking the educational approach, and propaganda is starting to be ignored.
Well, this shouldn't be an emotional or political issue. If wearing a mask helps reduce the spread of this virus at all, then put your damn mask on. I mean, Dr. Jen said it best. If you don't like the mask, you're really going to hate the ventilator.
Then put your damn mask on.
And I'm just to the point where I think this time in isolation is really, it's taking a toll, and I'm ready to get out and find a new normal. And if that means putting a mask on to help people feel safer and to be safer, then I am all in. And it's not because someone told me to wear a mask or a politician told me to or not to. I'm not playing games with this. The scientists and doctors have said this does help, therefore I'm wearing it.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
And the biggest thing about the pushing back on the mask is this isn't just about you. The point of wearing the mask is protecting everyone around you. And so my fear with this pandemic has never been that, actually deep down was never that I would catch it. It was always that I would unknowingly give it to someone that didn't fare well. And that's the part that breaks my heart is, even, we need to be group thinking here. We're a society as a whole, and we always said we'd get through this together, and that means putting on your mask.
Yeah.
Now, guys, here's an article from the NIH. Guidance on face masks vary among international health bodies and governments. The World Health Organization currently only recommends face masks for people who are coughing or sneezing, and for those who are caring for people who may have CV. There is some evidence of protection, but we still don't know if face masks in the community actually work. Now, this next part I'm going into, the people in Florida are outraged about the face covering mandatory mandates, but not only them. The people in California are also doing the same thing. This guy on your screen is named Butch Diaz. He quoted to the 7 commissioners when they were standing up for their rights, and he said, "I am an American patriot. You see that flag? I would die for that flag. The Constitution that you all are supposed to uphold, I would also die for that." He quoted to the 7 commissioners that they had disgraced both by having already made up their minds before the hearing. And the last thing he said was, "You did not listen to we, the people." And which brings us to the last topic of this video, the Orange County Board of Supervisors meeting, where again, just like in Palm Beach, many residents showed up and they were very upset over Governor Gavin Newsom's most recent mandatory face mask mandate.
And the public demands that you terminate this local health emergency by vote today.
Anger erupts over Orange County's mask requirement at the Board of Supervisors meeting, one day after the resignation of Chief Health Officer Nicole Quick.
This mask mandate is ridiculous.
One official linked Dr. Quick's hasty exit to the mask debate, as well as harsh public rhetoric. Supervisor Dawn Wagner confirmed that she'd received threats and needed special security because of people protesting at her home. Wagner got word Monday night.
Today in America, we are less civil than we have been in years past. We've also just come through, and we aren't completely through, the pandemic where people have been locked in and shut down for months.
Nearly 100 people lined up to speak. All but one were in support of eliminating the mask policy that went into effect just over 2 weeks ago.
I'm tired of all that's going on, and I want to be back on the field now.
Yes.
People shouted, some swearing at the elected officials and demanding a vote. However, the county's health officer is the one, not the politicians, who authorized the mask order.
All right, now guys, I want you all to pay close attention to this young man as he's standing up for his community. And I want you guys to think back on my past video about the oxygen deficiency. And if you haven't seen that video about the face coverings and the lack of oxygen in the atmosphere, I will leave the link to that video in the description of this video, and I'll also leave it in a pinned comment.
This little boy has asthma.
I do not consent to wearing masks at all. I do not like that I am made to feel like I'm doing something wrong or illegal when I'm just trying to breathe.
None of this is based on science, but rather a nefarious political agenda to silence the people and strip freedoms from hardworking Americans.
Guys, I want to leave you with one thing. The same person who thinks the earth is overpopulated is the exact same person who says they want to save your life with the vaccination. We all live very different lives, but yet we all still have the exact same problems. And that, my friends, is by design. If y'all enjoy these videos, make sure and leave every one of them a thumbs up, and make sure and share them on your social media platforms. And if you guys haven't already hit that subscribe button, make sure and subscribe to the channel before you leave this video. Other than that, guys, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next video.